Hey, it's Chris Goff, and in this training video, I'm going to share with you my top 10 key things to look for when driving for dollars. These 10 things will help you recognize potential vacant properties in your area and has helped me close hundreds of deals. The key to driving for dollars is training your eye on what to look for. Think about it. You're driving, looking around, noting properties, obeying traffic laws, and hopefully you're in the right neighborhood. There's a lot going on, but the more that you know what to look for, you don't have to work as hard at it. And in this video, we're going to be talking about these 10 things so you don't miss out on any deals. And the best part is you only need to do one deal to make money. Now, a lot of people ask me, how long should you drive? Well, when I got started over 20 years ago, I drove all day as long as it took, because if I didn't find any deals and close them, I couldn't pay my bills. And as I became really good at identifying what to look for, I started driving 2 to 3 hours and focusing on smaller areas and making sure that I hit every street, every dead end, and making notes on where I drove and where I didn't. I used an old map and highlighted these areas, and then the next day drove more neighborhoods, and I kept doing this until I got deals. Today it's much easier with technology, but you still have to see these things and identify them with your eyes, because there is no app in the world that can do this for you. And no, Google Maps isn't always perfect for the things that I'm going to mention. So let's jump in and get started. Number 10, tall grass, overgrown trees, and boarded up windows. This is an obvious one and shouldn't be overlooked. There are many hardships people go through, and one of them is having money to maintain a home. So when you're driving the neighborhoods, look for tall grass or grass that hasn't been mowed in a while, overgrown trees and bushes, and of course, broken windows and boarded up windows. Number 9, overflowing mail. So as you're slowly driving, look at the mailboxes ahead of you for any obvious mail hanging out or the door is open. Also check for damaged structures that hold up the mailboxes. Number 8, turned meters. A turned meter is when the electric company removes the meter, usually on the side of the home, because the owner hasn't paid the bill. This may be a little harder to see, but train your eyes to always look down both sides of the home. Number 7, expired tags. Yes, expired car tags. I remember driving with a student in Austin, Texas, and I had him stop the car because I knew this property was vacant. He said, "Chris, there's a car in the driveway." I said, "I know, but look at the tags. They're expired 3 years ago." There are a lot of times that even the neighbors will park in the driveway so people don't think the property's vacant. You see, they don't want someone to vandalize the home in the middle of the night. I know this may seem difficult to do, but when you train your eyes to look for specific things like this, you'll find them. Number 6, trash can isn't out. I love trash day because it makes it obvious when there's not a trash can out when everyone else's is. So look down the road to see which property doesn't have theirs out, and then look at the yard. Is it mowed? Then look at the front of the home. Are there other signs? Sure, some people will bring their cans up as soon as their trash is taken, but keep your eye on this. Number 5, lock boxes. Lock boxes on the front of the door usually are a sign that is bank owner listed with a realtor, but not always. It could be a landlord in between tenants or a management company. Either way, you should write the address down and look it up. Number 4, posted paperwork. You're looking for paperwork posted usually on the front of the door or in front of the windows, such as an abandoned property notice from the county. I like to stop the car and walk up and take a picture so I know exactly what's going on. Obviously, you should be very careful when doing this. Number 3, there isn't any furniture. And what I mean by this is when you look through the front window or any other window and you see straight through to the backyard because there's no furniture, this is a good sign that it's vacant. Number 2, ask postal workers. That's right, ask postal workers if they know of any vacant properties in the area. Just ask them politely and tell them that, hey, you're an investor looking to buy a house. Don't make it a big deal because you don't want them to think that you're going to do something shady. Now, they don't have to say anything to you, but I've never had anyone not tell me. And number 1, there aren't any personal items. This one's probably one of the best tips I can give you, and it took me years to figure out. And it's all about personal items that any normal human being would have at their house, such as a hose, potted plants, kids' toy in the yard. a grill on the side, a wreath on the door. You know, those personal things that you would have outside the home. Because you could drive by a home and the windows aren't boarded up, no overflowing mail, has furniture inside, the yard is mowed, but it's vacant. Because most people will have something outside. Also check for outside lights that are on during the day. It just kind of looks a little empty right here. And this particular property may be potentially vacant. Now you can see on the side there, you can see that hose reel. There's no hose on there. And those are those personal things that I want to look out for or pay attention to as I'm driving. It's not always going to be the obvious things, such as boarded up windows. Okay, so a lot of times, you know, the property could be vacant. Maybe they're in between tenants. It could be a vacation property. Maybe they don't want it anymore. Maybe somebody had died in the family. They're looking to pass the property on. There are so many different reasons of things to look for, but just keep your eye out. And I think the more that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. So keep driving the areas. Number one, it's going to find deals. Number two, you're going to learn your target market much better. You're going to understand what homes sell for, what homes rent for. And although we're looking for wholesaling deals, one of your deals may end up turning into a lease option or a potential seller finance. So always look at it from an approach, hey, I found a distressed home, or at least looks distressed. Maybe nobody lives there, and they may be interested in selling. Now, once I find some potential vacant properties, I'm going to look them up in REI Pro to determine if they are in fact an absentee owner. If they are, I can now add them to a direct mail campaign and send out some mailers or do a skip trace and call them. You could then follow the phone scripts we have in REI Pro. Now, although these are my top 10 things to look for, there are other signs I didn't mention, so here's what I want you to do. If you notice something obvious from the street level, work your eyes up to the front of the house looking for the things that I just talked about. Then make the determination if it's vacant or if it's possibly vacant, and then I want you to look up the address. I know a lot of people have jobs and so forth, but you have to consistently get out there. You should set at least a couple hours. So each time you do it, set a couple of hours. If you could do it 2 days a week, that would be great. Some people may only be able to do it 1 day a week. But at the end of the day, you got to get out there because you're going to find some of these hidden opportunities that could turn into great deals for you. So get out into the neighborhoods and start driving. Thanks for watching. And if you learned something valuable, please smash that like button and subscribe to receive more training videos just like this one.